Hey guys and gals, welcome to Practice Tea. Beautiful day today, guys, no wind. Oh, wow, such an unusual occurrence on the JH Practice Tea. Okay guys, now I've been telling people of late that channel lock per se is in no hurry to go commercial, because it's not, I don't believe it's yet ready to go commercial. Whenever you've got something that's going to be introduced to any marketplace, and particularly into an existing marketplace where there are benchmarks of performance associated with that marketplace and traditional benchmarks, if you're going to go into that marketplace, and you've got to have something that is equal to the existing benchmark or better. And if you think it's better, you have to be able to, when you launch the product, have convincing evidence to that effect. And that is that what you're presenting as your initial presentation is a fail-safe, foolproof mechanism, process of application, and in this case of golf swing mechanics. Now guys, I've been working on this now for over 18 months, and I've been refining, researching, developing, exploring, and I've got down to the stage now where I'm about 90% there in terms of a commercial product, where I can introduce and say, yep, if you apply this and this as a protocol, this mechanism will outperform any other golf swing mechanics mechanism or process. It will do that because of this and this. Now at the moment I've got this and this, and not that as final applicational processes that I can totally rely on. But I'm that close, guys. So I'm not in a hurry to launch it on the marketplace, and particularly with the existing rank and file out there in the teaching realm, and make the system vulnerable to criticism or even ridicule. I don't want to do that. There's no point in doing that when I have the time to develop a product, research it, and foolproof it and fail-safe it completely. I mean, I don't have to introduce it where there is a possibility that it could be jumped on and ridiculed. Okay, so that's the reason I haven't gone commercial. I'm not ready yet to go commercial. Okay guys, now as I go along, there are things that I'm finding that are absolutes and non-negotiable if you want to apply a correct channel lock protocol. These things are non-negotiable. Okay, number one non-negotiable is that the ball must be positioned off the trail foot. Now the variance of placement off the trail foot can be the width of the foot, whatever that is. For me, it's my big toe and the second toe. That's my variance. That's where I want to put the ball most times. But you can vary it. You can vary it, you know, further back if you want, or a little further forward if you want. The main consideration is that in the placement of that golf ball back there, that you can always, and I emphasize always, be able to track the club in to out, what we call beside the body, as an attack angle to the ball consistently and easily. If you can do that with the ball a little bit further forward, that's fine. But that back foot ball position is non-negotiable. It must be back on the trail side of the body, way past the center of the body. Now the other thing, guys, is that once we've established that positioning there, that we want to be thinking that we're going to swing the club beside our body, not in front of our body. It's not a side to side in front of our body golf swing. This is a rearwards, outwards attack angle. It's not a backward forward, it's a rearward outward. And it's beside the body, not in front of the body. So that's how we should orientate the backswing. Now, something that will help you do that, and I think if you don't do it now, and I would suggest that 90% of people are not doing this, and I haven't said it before because I've just been letting people go along and just learn it, because we're not promoting channel lock yet per se. I know Bill Phillips is teaching it and he's having some success, but I'm not promoting it that much over here in Australia, because I just don't want it to get out too much into the marketplace yet, because I'm not ready. But what I see in a lot of the people that are looking at it, and even people here that come up to me, and even my close buddies come up and they're applying channel lock, with the exception of Mr. X, nobody else really gets the shoulder orientation set up as they should. And guys, I think you should make this a non-negotiable in terms of your protocol. And that is that when we set up here, I really think you need pre-turn on that lead shoulder. You need to cock the pre-turn into that lead shoulder. You need to get it in there. I like to feel it. In actual fact, when I'm hitting it really well, I feel that that lead shoulder's over my right foot, or my trail foot. Right foot, I'm a right-hander. But for anybody, the trail foot, if you can get your lead shoulder as a feeling over your trail foot at address, look what it does. Look what it does. I get here. Now watch where my lead shoulder goes, guys. Watch this. Now where is that? Those shoulders are pointing there. They're in that channel automatically. It just positions the golf club automatically in its start phase in the channel. Because the golf club will only go where the arms go. And the arms will only go where the shoulder girdle lets them go. Be under no illusion. The foot line and the knee line and the hip line have nothing to do with where the golf club goes. Ever. It's the shoulder girdle and the connection of the arms to the shoulder girdle that control where the arms go and ultimately where the golf club goes, because the golf club is attached by way of the hands to the arms. So if we can set up in our normal configuration here, and then just what I've always termed from day one is back cock that lead shoulder. Now I see a lot of people not doing it, but I can tell you guys, if you make the effort to do it and do it with a fair bit of significance and angularity, you'll get a tremendous result. I've got to tell you that when my striking, and I can feel it, when I'm not getting it absolutely as I want it off the club face, I know that I haven't got enough back cock. For me, and it's always been for me from day one with channel lock, that back cock is for me an absolute prerequisite of channel lock in order to get the club started in the channel as early as you possibly can, and to propagate a return of the club with the shoulders closed in the channel, so that we can get the in to out hit on the ball. So what are you saying here, Jage? I'm saying that for most people, just try and include this in your protocol. Everybody. Get here and then put a lot of back cock on. Now what happens, guys, as soon as I put a lot of back cock on, it pulls that lead knee forward, and I can feel it. It rotates that trail leg. And as it rotates that trail leg, it drives the weight spirally down into my trail heel and onto the outside. It's almost like my trail foot wants to do that, but because I've got my rubber spikes there, it's stopping my trail foot from wanting to sort of splay out there, because I've got a spiral effect in my trail leg. Now that really does set that weight in there and gives me a little bit of hip turn. It just does that automatically. So for me, when I'm not hitting it good, or not as well as I should, I haven't got enough back cock. Now when I get there, guys, I'm looking over there. That's where I'm looking. Mr. X feels he looks over here. And you will feel a little bit cockeyed if you do that now and you haven't been doing it. You'll feel that all your gaze and your vision goes over there towards the buggy or towards that bucket of balls. It'll feel like it's going way away from the golf ball. But it won't be. You'll still be viewing it out of your lead eye, out of that forward eye. You'll still be viewing it out of that. And peripherally, you'll still see it out of your trail eye as well. But initially, if you're someone here that's had your shoulders in this position here, and no 5 o'clock nose orientation, 5 o'clock nose, guys, clock face, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, that's 5 o'clock nose. Now it makes it really easy to get 5 o'clock nose. If we cock that, as soon as I cock that shoulder there, pushes the nose to 5 o'clock. Actually pushes it to 4 o'clock. And in some cases it'll push it to 3 o'clock. So there's a big advantage in back cocking the shoulders. Now if you haven't done it, it's going to feel peculiar and it will feel overdone. But I promise you, if you do that, the benefits are enormous. The main benefit initially, one of the main benefits is clearly this, guys, that I'm into the turn. I don't have much to do from there other than just throw the club back. If I could actually get my shoulders completely turned and just throw the club back there, how easy would that be? All the weight distribution and positioning and transfer is already done at address. How good is that? Now, I used to talk about this in the early stages of channel lock, but I felt that it was such a departure from normality that I backed out of it a little bit for people to have the opportunity to just become au fait with the nuances of channel lock without getting into something that was really, really radical. And to have your turn basically done before you take the club back is radical thinking, no question about that. So when I'm really hitting it good, and guys, I have to tell you, I'm as guilty as anybody. I've had over the last couple of weeks, I've had just what I call a decaying of that preset take place, to the extent that I haven't had anywhere near enough pre-cock on my shoulder. And my ball striking hasn't been as good as it should be. Ball still goes perfectly straight and goes out there, and for anybody uninitiated just watching, they think that the strike is good. But I know when the strike's really good and when it's not really good. And there's no question, guys, that it was because of me losing a significant amount of the pre-cock. So I really want this much. I want that much there. Here. That's how I want to feel when I hit it. Here. 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 Now as well, guys, when you're doing that, just hit some small shots. I mean, I got a 5-iron here, but I mean, just get yourself up, 9-iron or whatever, and just hit, get some full shoulder cock, pre-cock on there, and just hit some shots like that. Keep the feet down, keep them bent. Put a lot of pre-cock on the shoulders and just hit a little half shot. Now in doing and hitting that little half shot, do this as well. Try and feel like you're doing that. That everything emanates off this trail side. Martin Ayres and I, way back years ago, 6-7 years ago, we used to call it the stork drill or the flamingo, where Marty, even in DOCF, in his process, he had a drill where he would do that, but he did it for a different reason. He did it to keep the centre of the centre axis of rotation consistent in the downswing. That's what he did it for. He didn't want that centre of rotation moving there, so he hit drill shots like that. But we're not doing it for that reason. That's because our centre of rotation is further back. As a feeling, our centre of rotation is a trail vertical axis, basically straight down through the trail leg. That's our centre of rotation as a feeling. So if you can actually hit some shots where we have that full back cock on here, and then just see that here, guys, look. That's such a little shot, but I got to tell you, the contact is exquisite, and and the distance of ball flight there is amazing, of such a little swing. But the purity of strike is there. You know why? Because this axis has been maintained. Here, there's been no drive forward, and we haven't moved that axis, that swing axis. Our radius hasn't changed very much. Now it's only a drill, because in the channel-like golf swing, we can move tangentially towards the ball, providing this doesn't go towards the ball. It's almost like there's a big fish hook here on the line, here, just keeping us back here when we hit it. We can move under it, but we can never move the head forward. We never ever want to do that. So we've got to really emphasize the pre-cock. And we get in here, the pre-cock, that's a lot of pre-cock. And then I'm going to just hit it and stay on the trail side. Wow. And you'll know when you've had your shoulders closed and you've tried to keep them closed because of the pre-cock, when your arms finish here. When they finish in front of your body, here, you'll know that you've kept your shoulders, pretty closed at impact. It's only when that lead shoulder will rotate that it'll take the arms with it and the club with it, and the club will finish over here. You don't, in this golf swing, you don't want the club finishing behind you over here, behind your body. You always want to try and keep it in front of your body and up in front of your body. That's what we want to do. So the message today is, guys, try and get more pre-cock. Sit into the trail leg, get a lot of pre-cock, and just stay on that trail axis. You could play golf like that. You could play golf with that golf swing. And I promise you, as you became more proficient with it, and you could get your arm speed up, you'd probably hit it pretty close to normal distance. You really would, because that's only about 30 yards short of a normal, or maybe 35 yards short of a normal 5-iron carry for me, with that little swing there. And that feels like a half swing. So come on, JH, put a lot of back cock on here, stay on the trail side. See how the arms are out in front of the body, guys? The arms are in front of the body. Now you get a little bit more clamp on the ball when you do that. When you stay back on that trail side, I usually take the ball pretty clean and don't take any divots. But when I stay back a little bit and I have a lot more back cock, I get a slightly more down trapping type action. All right, we'll have a full back cock and a full golf swing. Wow. So that's normal distance. And that's about a 3/4 golf swing. About 3/4. A little bit nervous here, guys, so I keep looking down. There's a guy down there hitting shots to the practice green there, and he shanked a couple and they've landed just there, and I can hear them coming down. That's why I'm a bit nervous. It's a practice range, and I guess that's why he's here, to get rid of that. Okay. So come on, Jay, it's a lot of back cock. Lots of back cock. lot of back cock and a lot of stay back. We just hit a couple of shots. Boy, it's warm today. Amazing for this time of the year. A lot of back cock, Jace, come on. See how clean the hit is, guys? Even though there's a little clamp down on it, there's not a lot of divot taking. Right, we'll hit a full shot. Full wind up. Full back cock. And guys, I'm pulling that trail foot back to get a lot of closure on the backswing. One more. Now all those shots are within 20 foot circle. I will just hit one more with a full back cock, shoulder cock. There's no movement on the ball at all. There's no right to left, there's no left to right. None. Okay guys, so let's just go over it. For the people that haven't been applying back cock, just try it. Get back here and feel like you want to stay there when you hit it. Feel like you're going to be looking over here. Mr. X says he tries to look behind the shaft. He sees the shaft coming down there. You can actually view the shaft on that angle there. I can't do that. But he says when he hits it best, he actually sees the shaft coming down here. There. Maybe something to think about. I never think about that normally. But you could think about that. So the main message is put some deliberate back cock on. Try and hit it with the weight on the trail axis here. Here. Hit a few shots with the feet down. And if you want to increase the closure of the stance, do it. I think probably I will end up down the track, and even probably in the commercial protocol suggestion of channel lock, that I will be saying that we need to be here. I'll be saying that we need to go from here to here, because that does so many good things. Closes the hips, drives the weight back onto the trail heel. Okay guys, just a couple of things, but I think they're important. Can't think of anything else? Yeah, just try it.